Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. It's Friday, the day before the weekend. That will be a bit sad because our bianconeri are not playing. We'll have to wait until the 10th of July to see them back in La Continassa. Some of the players they went with the national teams waiting for Euro 24 or La Coppa America. The other ones, they went on holiday to rest a bit, to enjoy a bit. All of them except of one man, Cristiano Giuntoli. Yesterday I anticipate you, I told you the guy is working extremely hard. He's on a mission. He wants to make that year one his Juventus with his label, and that's why the guy is not sleeping. I don't know how he's doing. He's not eating, he's not sleeping, he's not resting. He's working, and I'm not even able to understand how he's fitting everything that he's doing in only 24 hours. Incredible. Mission, Koop manners, priority, and on top of that mission, cashing in. Finding ways to cash in. We'll speak about that in today's video and much more news. So don't forget to put a maximum of like, to continue to subscribe and to support the channel. You know it, by interacting, by sharing the channel. You are just fantastic. We just crossed the 30,200. We have a mission as well. And we don't stop because now it's time to start. Of course, you will see that picture. Calafiori, Douglas Lewis, Koop manners, and you will tell me, Beppe, you are crazy. We are creating false hope. How is it possible to have, first of all, only Koop manners Atalanta is asking 60 million for, and on top of that you are telling us also there, Douglas Lewis, 55 million euro, on top of the Bologna request of 30, guys. Forget about it. And we didn't even speak about a new coach and his staff, Thiago Motta. We are not even speaking about Di Gregorio, that will be official in the next few days. Guys, we are crazy. Without even mentioning offensive players, because we hear that some players might leave, we need to replace them. Beppe, we are exaggerating. Well, yes, we are, probably, and probably it will not even happen to have all these players in 24-25, but we try. And this is what Cristiano Giuntoli is doing. Cashing in, trying find way. Look, goalkeeper, Di Gregorio in, and then there is a priority, making sure to stop the contract with Szczesny. If it's not Szczesny, it's Perin. But Juventus is even thinking about why not both of them. Szczesny and or Perin. Szczesny, without selling him, stopping the contract, let him go, saving on the salary, maybe cashing in a bit of Perin. De Sciglio, what will we do with that? It's not a priority at the moment because we are not saving a lot of salary on De Sciglio. We are not cashing in if you sell him, so De Sciglio is parked there. Can free up a spot, but it's not a priority. But even there, 1 million there, 1 million here, I told you at the end you have a lot of money. Miretti, what do we do with Miretti? Loaning out, selling for the best opportunity, putting in a possible deal to reduce the asking price for another club. Nicolosi, same destiny as Miretti. What do we do there? Filip Kostic, saving on salary, selling, having a bit of million there, 5 million, 10 million. Ealing Jr., putting in a possible deal with another team. Pay attention, we'll come back on Ealing Jr. because there is a possibility to have him in a deal for an English Premier League team. Caio Jorge, already well done deal for 7 million plus 30% on the resale. Moiskin and or Arkadiusz Milik. Federico Chiesa, yes, even Federico Chiesa. All these names are at the moment on the list of Cristiano Giuntoli, without speaking about Sule, etc., etc. So a lot of work outgoing with one mission. Taking cash to go on the objective to make the team of Thiago Motta working well. To make Thiago Motta extremely happy. To be able to say Ti amo, Motta. Ti amo, Motta is the quote of this summer. We all want to make Thiago Motta happy. Of course, I told you, he's not alone. He can't do all that work alone. And that's why yesterday I already told you, and then it was official also on Juventus social media, Giuseppe Pompilio, welcome at Juventus. At the moment, no title. No specific website with an article about that, but they wanted really to anticipate really fast. Giuseppe Pompilio will work really closely to Cristiano Giuntoli. I already told you, the right hand, the one that is the master of this contract, of these deals. A bit il consigliere, the one that is telling, pay attention, here you can, that you can do, that you cannot do. Giuseppe Pompilio, welcome. And he's also working on the future of Juventus, because yesterday we heard a lot of rumors, not official by Juve yet. Paolo Montero, what we are telling you already since long, will be possibly the next coach of next gen. Promotion for him after 2 games with the first team. We told you he will not stay there, whatever happens, but he's going to the next gen with a fantastic trust in Paolo Montero, the Uruguayan ex number 4 of Juventus. Super happy for him. And then you have also the rest, the under-19, the Primavera, who will go there? Well, Magnanelli as head coach and Padoin vice coach. Also, they're really beautiful. They were in the staff of Max Allegri, but they had a contract with Juve, not with the staff of Max. They stay. They are kind of promotion. It's not from the first team, but they are going backwards, but now with big titles. First team coach, vice coach, for the duo, and then Paolo Montero to the next gen. Something that will work extremely well, because we know it, that the project of Juve is to let these youth players grow, to make them mature, to make them ready for the first team. And if we know that when Paolo Montero was there for 2 games, next to him you had a Padoin and you had a Magnanelli, well, these guys, they will prepare them to go to Montero's team of next gen. Next gen team with Montero, and we know the relationship, fantastic, beautiful word from one and the other, between Thiago Motta and Montero. He will prepare the other one to go up, which is extremely beautiful. And it's also there one of the reasons, not only the way of playing, not only the way of communicating, not only the standing, the experience on international level that Thiago Motta has been chosen for, but also, as I already told you, the way to work with youth players, with young players, like his experience with Paris Saint-Germain Youth Academy, but also the fact that he's one that is able to bring values to his players, to the team that he's coaching. If you don't believe me, look at Bologna. Bologna that started in September 2023 with a value of total team 185 million euro. He was able at the end of the season, of course, with the work of Di Vaio and Sartori from Bologna, but he was able to increase it with a 57.5%, which bring a value to Bologna at today, without any sale, 291.8, nearly 300 million. That's 57% increase. Second best team in terms of improvement. The best one was Frosinone with a 145% increase, which is totally crazy. Unfortunately, they only worked on valuing players, but they were not able to follow the results to actually save Frosinone from Serie B. So we can say that Bologna being second there is just incredible. If you want to see the big teams, well, Inter was able to bring 24%, Atalanta 22%, Juventus nearly 6%. The teams that were losing a bit is Milan with nearly 2% lost in the value start and finish of the season. Napoli, a total disaster with minus 23%, minus 70% for Roma. Incredible. But just telling you that also Thiago Motta is there to continue the growth of these players, to bring values to the players that are there. That duo, Thiago Motta, Giuntoli, guys, it's not a coincidence that they are there, both of them. Giuntoli, we know it, with some masterclass signings for Napoli. Kvaratskhelia is the symbol of it, but also Osimhen. Players like Zielinski that will go for free, but look at the value. A lot of players brought by Cristiano Giuntoli to Napoli that went with a really crazy value after that, after a few years. We're working with the right coaches there. And Thiago Motta is someone that was able to do it. So the duo Giuntoli and Thiago Motta can be a really fantastic one in continuing to give value to the team Juventus, which is super important. We complained about it the recent years. Sometimes what we are lacking is being able to bring value to some players. They should be there at the top now, and they are not yet. Well, who are the next in line that Juventus is counting on, that can see the potential of bringing even more value? A Fagioli, an easy one. He didn't play last season. Well, a Fagioli could increase really fast, but not only. A Miretti, if he stays, not sure if he will stay or not, but a Miretti can really grow in terms of value. Wea can be one of these players that played, yes, last season, but it was not a fantastic season for Timo Weah's first one. Federico Gatti. Of course, you have a player like Yildiz that can't wait to see his value even double, triple, why not? We have a Barrenechea. Barrenechea is one of these players. Guys, Barrenechea, I told you, in the recent years, pay attention to Enzo, that is really liked by Thiago Motta and could give him his chance in the pre-retiro, in the pre-season training camp. He can be one that Thiago Motta says, wait, before selling him, let me be with him 10 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to understand really the potential if we want and if we can keep him at Juventus. But Barrenechea, pay attention. That's a really important one. And then I will tell you a name that probably you didn't hear a lot about, but according to me can be really important in terms of bringing value. If you're looking at the possibility that Juventus is selling a lot, cashing in a lot, going with a midfield of Utopia, craziness, but Koop manners, Douglas Luiz, Rabiot extending, Locatelli, Fagioli, we miss someone. It can be Barrenechea. And then you will tell me, Beppe, with 6 midfielders, maybe we are a bit short with all the games that we will play. Well, pay attention to Hasa. Hasa from the next gen. That at the moment, Juventus, they activated that automatic contract extension in 2025. They will continue to speak with him to extend that contract. Well, Hasa Luis, that is 20, he is the guy that I believe that we will see a lot in first team. I'm not sure if he will be one that will have a lot of minutes, but we will see him a lot of time being called up at Juventus, because we are looking in that 4-2-3-1 also for an offensive player. That can be Koop manners, of course. That can be in some moments of the game a Yildiz in that number 10 position, but pay attention to Luis Hasa. I'm betting a lot on Hasa, seeing him with the first team, not only one time just to give him a gift, but with consistency, bringing a value to a player like that. So pay attention to Luis Hasa. I believe in it. Of course, we can't go with only youngsters, and that's also why a lot will leave. We also need experienced players, fundamental players like a Koop manners. Guys, I told you, priority of Giuntoli after Di Gregorio, after Thiago Motta is Koop manners. We know it, we already told you in the last 2 days how we can go there. 60 million euro is still the requesting price of Atalanta. Juventus is working to make it smaller, to make that price decrease with some players or not. We spoke about Hasa, we spoke about Ealing Jr., but Koop manners is a player that Juventus want to go extremely fast for. Rabiot, contract extension. The parts are going more and more positive, and wait for it, because before next week we can already have an announcement. And then Calafiori, difficult but still a huge big objective of Juve. Juve is still working on Douglas Luiz, swapping kind of with Weston McKennie, so a lot of players there. But what is Thiago Motta asking, according to Corriere dello Sport? If you're looking at the team that they put on paper, it's a really strange team. Cambiaso on the right side, why not? With Danilo as a center back, Calafiori as a left back. They go with the, we want to be creative. We don't want to follow the mainstream. Let's go with that team. In the middle, Locatelli and Douglas Luiz. And then up front is totally crazy. Greenwood on the left, not on the right, but on the left. Zirkzee in the middle. Koop manners on the right as an offensive right wing. Strange. Vlahovic on top. Really strange. What a really absurd team that they put on. Really crazy. But it's true that they are speaking about Greenwood. And usually it's only Gazzetta dello Sport that is speaking about it. Today also there. Corriere dello Sport. They are pushing for Greenwood. There is a possibility. Gazzetta even pushing further. The first big yes of Greenwood. Juventus is pushing for the English player. Pay attention, and that's where we come towards again the name of Ealing Jr., because there could be a possibility of Ealing Jr. going to Manchester United, with Greenwood going to Juve. At the moment, the requests of United are too much. They are asking for 35-40 million euro for a player that is out of contract, that will not stay at Manchester United. We know why. He will not go back to Spain where he was on loan. He knows that he can't be in England, so Manchester United is obliged to sell him. Otherwise, they will have a real big problem there. They can go potentially again with a loan, but a loan that at the end will see the player be free to go wherever he wants. So that's the moment to cash in for United, and Juventus is aware of that. They are pushing for that player. But it's not only, they also have alternative like a Savinho that is playing at Girona, owned by Troyes, but also by Manchester City, because Troyes, Girona, and Manchester City is the same group. Like, for example, Palermo is also there. Well, Savinho, at the moment, they don't see him immediately going to Manchester City, and they're thinking maybe to loan him out for 1 season. I'm not a big fan of this kind of loan for 1 year, but it's also true that if Juventus wants to cash in a way, but also having deals like a Di Gregorio, loan without paying, and then from February on, it's an obligation to buy, well, you're looking for these kind of creative situations. So why not a Savinho for 1 year? Even if I would prefer then that you bet all your money on a Zegrova, for example. A Zegrova that is waiting to leave Lille to go for the next step, to the biggest step. We heard him saying that in an interview on the 31st of May in a television where they were speaking in Albanian. So thank you to Aman to translate for me, because it was really important. So Juventus on a lot of things, but also keeping their stars, or some of them, like Dusan Vlahovic, that can't wait to start again season 24-25 with even more objectives. He said it yesterday. He started to speak really as a leader. Now we need to go to believe in the Scudetto. Now we need to fight. Now we must fight for the Scudetto. So I can't wait. Of course, before that he will play Euro 24. I will have the pleasure to follow him. Like the Azzurri, not 3, but this time 4. Juventini will go with the team of Spalletti. We saw it. Injury here, injury there. Scalvini, Acerbi. Gatti has been called up. We were believing that he might be scratched from the final list. Well, the final list of 26 players has been given, where we see Federico Gatti, Federico Chiesa. I was about to say Calafiori. Not yet Calafiori, guys. Sorry for that. Cambiaso and Fagioli. 4 players of Juventus that will be represented there. I'm happy also for Gatti. Guys, we know the story of Gatti. I'm not sure if he will be a starter. But, you know, sometimes these kind of beautiful fairy tales, the player that should not have been there, that is there at the last moment, then you have another injury, he's playing, he's scoring that goal. You never know. The goal in the fight, you never know. I'm happy for our Bianconeri, guys. Put a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Grazie, forza. Juve.
Mercato is crazy. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy.